I was gonna offer to let you host part of the episode, but I don't know. I feel like you got a bad attitude about it. Yeah.
She's like, this podcast sucks. Why would I want to do that?
Why would I want to be on this show?
They give us a little face mask to go to. So
that's good too. Yeah, bring that for the plane. Put it like mid-flight. Seriously.
Take a selfie if you look psychotic.
Oh, I do. I will, and I do.
What I do whenever I'm wearing a face mask on a plane is I like load it up with like petroleum jelly on my face so that I don't act like I don't prune up or my skin like it hates it. It hates it so badly. It irritates my skin whenever I fly.
I do that, but I put it all over my body, so I'm slipping and sliding.
Yeah,
just slide down just slip on the aisle and just slide down.
Hey, you ready? If you have to go down, the chute.
This is just advanced safety preparation, dude.
Exactly.
That's good. Hey, welcome to the JRPG Pursuit, your JRPG podcast for all things JRPGs. I'm Brandon.
I'm Abdallah.
And I'm Emily.
And did you guys see Final Fantasy is turn-based again? Can you believe it? Finally, after all this time, we've been asking for so long. 2026, the year of the turn-based Final Fantasy. We're back, baby. We're back. Yeah. And nobody has any reason to be upset or complain or be concerned in any way. We're so back. We are so back.
Brandon.
Yes, Abdallah.
That is an absolute lie, and you take that back. Everybody has a reason to be
Everybody's going to be concerned and upset. All right, well, let's talk about it, okay? Because we saw the reveal trailer for Final Fantasy Resonance this past week. From the time that we're filming this, when was that? When was the direct?
It's been a blur. It was like a week ago.
It was last week. Last Tuesday. That's right. So, it'll be just over a week when this episode airs. And people have thoughts about it. And I would love to know your thoughts, Abdallah and Emily. Please tell me your thoughts.
Start with Abdallah and also share where you are.
Tell us where you are. You have a different background.
Hey.
Is this just a different room in your house that I haven't seen?
It's a green screen.
Yeah.
Are you in front of a green screen?
Look at this, like a rich mahogany. I am.
Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Yeah.
And this horse.
Yeah, the horse up there. Love the horse.
I traded my Xenogears wall scroll for that, guys.
For that horse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Art.
I was so pumped. I'm so pumped for Xenoblade Genesis that I had to get rid of my Xenogears stuff.
Old news.
Out with the old, in with the new.
That's right. And in the meantime, horse.
In the meantime, horse.
Hey, they wrote those horse-like creatures.
Good point.
Solid point. Xenoblade Genesis. Also, did you guys recognize or realize they dropped Chronicles? I just realized they dropped Chronicles.
They did, and as soon as I saw that, I was like, yes. I've been intentionally not saying Chronicles since the beginning. I was like, no, that's not what it's called. They called it that because they thought Americans dumb. Americans need. Exactly. They're not going to know this is RPG if we don't put some RPG sounding word on it. No, it's just
Xenoblade. Who knows what Xenoblade is? Because we made that up.
It's about time they did that. It's about time.
Sorry. Anyway, yes. Tell us where you're at. Where are you, Abdallah?
So, I am currently in Iceland. And
what?
I know. I've been here for about I don't know how many days it's been now, since the 6th or something. I've been traveling around. So it's been a long blur, but I'm right at the end of it. So I'll be back stateside tomorrow.
And what time is it there for you now? I just want to point out that for me, it's about 5 p.m. here.
It is 10 p.m. here, and it's sunny. It is sunny
still. Oh.
Yes.
That's why you were in the dark. Vampiric.
They have the anti-vampire measures in place up there right now. Constant sunlight.
Sunset
Very
is not
safe.
Until after midnight. Sometime.
Crazy.
So it's wild.
Crazy.
But yeah, so I'm in Iceland. So I've been catching up on all the things that's been going on for the last week.
And we will be for sure asking you about more about your trip in the after show. So for anybody who subscribes and is a member at the level to receive the after show, check that out because it's going to be some interesting stuff.
Are there any good game stores?
Any good game stores, etc. We'll talk about it. But anyway, Abdallah, tell us about the Resonance trailer and how you feel about it.
Okay, so first thing I thought about it, I was like, hell yeah. First off, Final Fantasy, turn-based, I'm all for it. The more I looked at it, it was like, okay, cool. It looks like they're taking basically, I think Bravus, what is it called?
Brave Exvius.
Brave Exvius, which is the mobile game. And, part of me is like, okay. But then part of me is like, I also really love Octopath Traveler 0, which was also a mobile game. And they did a really good job porting that into a full game. And so I am, cautiously optimistic, and I'm really hyped to see just a new Final Fantasy game, and then Square actually tying the name Final Fantasy to a turn-based structure of combat, since they haven't done that since 10.
Yeah.
True.
True. There hasn't been a true turn-based style combat since 10. So since high school, guys, it's been crazy. And so I'm just super excited for them to, finally give in to all of everyone's anger and
hopes and dreams.
Everyone's been yelling at them from the rafters and asking them, please just give it to us. And so, yeah, I'm super excited about that. I really am. And I want to see more about this game. I'm already sold by the combat. It looks like fun time. I want to see more about how the story plays. That's where the kind of I'm a little unsure of where things are, because we haven't really heard too much about story and how that kind of plays in. I know that you can summon, heroes from other from other Final Fantasy games. And bring them into your party and stuff like that. But I want to see how that kind of fits into his whole narrative, and how does it fit the narrative of what I expect from a Final Fantasy game?
Yeah.
Because I want that narrative. I want them to give me that. That'll kind of solidify it for me, I think.
For sure.
But yeah, I'm more so just positive about this, and I'm just happy to see them taking the steps in the right direction so far.
Totally. I'm similar. When I first saw it revealed during the Nintendo Direct, I didn't know what it was, because I'm not that familiar with the mobile game at all. The mobile games I just kind of block out. But I thought the animation was great. I think it's showing kind of Team Asano. I think this is their first time taking on Final Fantasy, right? I'm assuming Team Asano is working on this.
I mean, if you don't count the four heroes of Light on the DS.
Did they work on that?
I think that was them. Maybe I might be wrong about that.
I can't remember.
You might be right, but I don't know.
But still, I mean, this is a higher profile Final Fantasy, if nothing else.
For sure. And then also just in the HD2D style. I thought, the animations of just the fight, combat alone, I don't know how much of it's during the battle or animated cutscenes, but it was just beautiful. It was so dynamic and thrilling looking. I think they definitely took notes from what they did with Octopath Traveler 0 and just, cranked it up even more, which makes me very excited. One of the things that I heard when it comes to that mobile game is there's kind of 3 main arcs or seasons or something that they did in the gacha game. So I don't know if they're going to adopt, the first game here, as a part 1 for one of those arcs, or combine all 3 of them, kind of like what they did with Octopath Traveler 0. It'd be very interesting how that's going to play out narratively. And Dal, you mentioned on the summons. I wonder if it's going to be, if they're going to tame it down and make it how you could summon or have recruit, I guess, Cloud, in Final Fantasy Tactics, the Elise Chronicles.
Yeah.
If it's something like that, I'm okay. That's something totally missable. Actually, I missed that when I was playing the Elise Chronicles last year. Yeah. But if it's going to be more pronounced, it will be kind of strange. It could be really cool. How Fire Emblem Engaged, took those previous heroes and brought them into the full-fledged story. If it's something akin to that, I think I could be more on board. If it's kind of gimmicky, be I don't know if I need this. But I'm excited nevertheless. I think Square Enix honestly has been knocking it out of the park this past year of all their releases. I've not been disappointed at all. And I have a feeling they've been keeping, this quiet for a bit with this big old reveal. This wasn't leaked, which is amazing considering how awful leaks have been. So I think it's going to live up to the hype. I think a lot of us are building up and excited for Final Fantasy back to basics, but HD-defied.
Yeah. So when I was watching the trailer, I remember the first shots of it, I said to myself out loud, because I wasn't streaming it, I was just watching it. I said, "Oh, Bravely Default." And then pretty quickly I was like, oh no, wait, looks like an HD2D thing. I was like, they wouldn't do another Octopath already though. Like that seems bonkers. And then pretty quickly they revealed that it was Final Fantasy. I was like, okay, interesting.
Yeah. That also, because I didn't know the mobile game at all. I thought they were remaking 1 and 2, kind of like they did with Dragon Quest. So I had no idea what was going on. That was my impression when I was
that would have been very exciting if they had done like a story glow up as well as a graphical glow up.
I think we talked about that too on the podcast as like a want.
We want them to remake them in with the same level of care. But anyway, so when I realized what it was, I was like, okay, cool. I'm interested. I remember thinking, though, when they showed like, oh, you can summon Cloud, Strife, and other heroes from across Final Fantasy. I remember being like, that sounds like a mobile game, though. And I knew of Brave Exvius, but I was like, this sounds like a mobile game. Is this a mobile game? And they didn't say it in the trailer, right? That this was an adaptation. I wouldn't even say a port. It's an adaptation of Brave Exvius.
They didn't do that for Octopath Zero either.
Right. Because there's not really a reason to, it's fine to acknowledge it and talk about the process, but it's a different experience.
Yeah, it's more in the press release. They say it was adapted from this. They haven't said the percentages. I know with Octopath, they said it was like 30% they took from the game, and then the rest of it they have made themselves.
A lot of the basic story content in Octopath at least is there. Like I can look at, I have the Octopath Traveler art book. I think my wife got it for me for Christmas, and it has Octopath 1 and Champions of the Continent. And I was really happy to see like, there's a ton of stuff in here from Octopath Zero because that's cool. What that was based on. So that was like a bonus. But anyway, so when I saw the summoning of the heroes, I was like, my interest dropped 30% from that alone. Because I personally, and I know I'm like in the minority here, but personally, I don't care for it when series treat themselves like a fan fiction.
Yeah.
And bring in all the characters. Like I didn't care for that in Engage. It wasn't as big of a deal for me in Engage because I hadn't played that many Fire Emblems. So I didn't know these characters anyway. So they might as well have been native to this game, right? Like
I like it more for like anniversary games, which I think Engage is supposed to be, though they've claimed it's not. But it's the timing doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. Like to me, it just feels. It's another one of the many reasons, unfortunately, that I don't think I will ever get into Final Fantasy 14. Final Fantasy 14 feels like it cobbles together so much from other Final Fantasies in homage and as a celebration of the series. That's not what I want in a game.
Also taking from other things. There's like a Nier thing.
Like this
Monster Hunter Wilds now.
It feels like fanfiction central over there, and it's just not. That fan fiction is great. I'm not putting down fan fiction, but it's not what I want in my game. I don't want that.
With your limited time, you want to experience it as a self-contained game.
I want to have something. I want it to feel like I like to lose myself in a narrative. And if they're presenting this world and this story to me, and then they're like, also Cloud Strife showed up. It's like the author is showing their entire butt right there. They're like, I'm an author and I'm making this up. Like this is my story that I'm making up for you. And it's like, I don't know. It just, it bugs me. And I get that I'm in the minority, so I'm not trying to start a fight on the internet with people. I get it. You guys are right. I'm wrong. But like, I don't like it. But I will say, everything else, that brought me from 100% down to a 70%. Everything else looks fantastic. The animation, like you said, is really cool. It seems really dynamic. They're showing scenes like rich cutscenes in engine, using the pixelated characters and enemies and things. That looks beautiful. Dal, like you had said, I think you mentioned it here today, and then also I think we were chatting about it offline, that like we don't really know anything about story. They haven't really shared much. It's been mostly combat centric, the things they've shared.
They did show some trailers in Japan recently. I've been looking through Twitter, and they showed like the overworld map. You could ride a chocobo. It looks cool. And one thing that bugged me was if you, I guess, get the digital deluxe version, you can make the chocobo have like magic armor on it. I'm like, why restricted to that?
Well, what I read was that it actually is a Magitech armor from Final Fantasy VI. So you're basically replacing your chocobo with that
instead of that, right?
And that's another. There you go. Get like that. That's the fan fiction stuff that
that's
I don't like.
So fan fiction. As someone who just finished Final Fantasy VI, I want it, but I don't want to buy a digital deluxe
fine.
version.
Like I said, I know that I'm in the minority. I don't like that.
I totally understand.
I don't like it, but
just
like
my qualm of having, it pieced out,
having it be hidden
DLC
behind
or pre-order bonuses. I'm like, stop it.
They'll probably make it available for $2. You know what I mean? If that's all it is, like they'll probably make it available as a DLC at some point, maybe not right away.
There are some things that they don't do that, like Kingdom Hearts. You can get a different Keyblade depending on what storefront you ordered on, so you can't actually get them all.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I don't know.
Who knows? Fingers crossed for those of you that want Magitech armor, even if it doesn't fit into the game.
Looks so cute
from a storyline perspective. Anyway, I don't want to seem like a downer. I am excited about this game. That's an aspect of certain games. It's becoming more of a thing as video games have now been around for long enough that we can start referencing them. And the way that a lot of developers are choosing to reference other games is really inelegant, in my opinion. It's like, this guy's here now too. There are more elegant ways to reference art within other art, and we're not there yet. I think as a medium, we're still getting there, and that's okay. Like it's a young art form. It's not like the most pretentious butthead in the world, and I'm not sorry. But anyway,
you did mention he showed his whole butt, so which that line.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
It's true. It's true.
Chocobo butt.
But choco butt. So I think we're generally pretty hyped about this game and this move to make a Final Fantasy game that is turn-based, that is not doing the over-the-top graphical prowess like it's a AA game, right? Of course, like. I think that at least the three of us are pretty aligned there. I don't think, however, that a lot of the internet is as aligned with that.
No.
At least Twitter.
Sure, yeah.
Is it ever, though?
As representative as Twitter is of who knows? I don't know how representative they actually are. But like, there's a lot of Twitter pushback because... they've been saying for years, we want turn-based Final Fantasy. And Square says, okay, here you go. Turn-based Final Fantasy. And they're like, not that, though. Different,
it's not
though.
the same thing.
Not the one we want. We want a different one. They want it to be the mainline. They want Final Fantasy 17 to be turn-based. Whether they want it to be pixel art or not, I don't know if that's part of the discussion or not.
Honestly, I think they want it to look like Expedition 33. That's what they want. Which I think if it was pixel art, some people wouldn't want it.
Yeah.
I can see
they're definitely they're creating a niche potential audience if they go that direction with the mainline game. But I don't know. I feel like it's silly to, I don't know. I'm looking at gift horse in the mouth. What idiom am I trying to come up with? It's here we have an opportunity to get what is most likely going to be a good game. Because like you said, Emily, they've been on a tear.
But just never knows that something that they're giving us. I don't know if that sends the right message.
Square Enix is on a tear in general. Team Asano has like almost never produced a bad game. No. There are varying levels of enjoyment that you might have with their output, but like they've pretty much never produced a bad game. So I don't think they're likely to start. Square Enix isn't going to let them put Final Fantasy as a title on something that's going to be bad. Yeah. So we might be shooting ourselves in the foot, gamers, if we raise a big old stink about this one being not the turn-based we're looking for.
Honestly, I feel like the stink that's happening right now, once the game comes out, they'll be over it. It's just,
think so?
You see this every time, I think, with online discourse. They raise a fuss until the reviews come out and like, oh, it's good. And then they quiet down.
See, my biggest worry is that Square Enix is kind of known for not taking, like, if something doesn't do well, they will shut everything. Like they will just stop doing what they're doing and then just shift instantly. Like, so like if fans kind of like try to play this card of like, hey, this is not the true turn-based we want, and we're just not going to support this. Square Enix is going to learn the wrong lesson maybe, and the higher ups at Square Enix are going to be like, well, I guess turn-based, they don't care about that stuff. So we're just going to continue making the other stuff that we did make, and that's been selling. So leave that there.
Yeah, I think a lot of this is so interesting because we have gotten turn-based Final Fantasy, just not as the name Final Fantasy.
No, exactly.
They keep bringing out, new iterations of those. So I feel like they do fairly well.
Yeah.
We've seen that with Bravely Default, though we haven't had a sequel for a while. We just had them do an HD remaster on the Switch 2 with the first one, most recently within the past year. And then Octopath Traveler, we've been having, seems to be doing very well as a new IP, relatively new IP. And we're also getting a lot of other ones, like integrating more like strategy RPG with triangle strategy. It's kind of like Final Fantasy Tactics in a way. So it's been interesting how those have been okay, but also some people still don't touch them because it doesn't bear the Final Fantasy name. Yeah. So I'm curious if there'll be a shift among those people who haven't really been believers of those titles. Like if they do try Final Fantasy Resonance, would they actually try Bravely Default or the other Team Sano's work and be won over finally after however long?
Yeah. And that's the thing, is like,
who knows?
With this new one, I mean, okay, like if you're into turn-based games, like you're gonna have fun. Like just judging from the previews, it looks like it's a really fun. We don't know too much more than
that, but we could speculate. I think pretty easily that it's most likely going to be a fun time for JRPG fans who like turn-based, like the old school aesthetic, but amplified. Yeah. And there's probably some other cool things that maybe the mobile game is known for too. But it's a shame that we don't know too much about that game. Right. That we can speak on it. Into it.
Yeah.
But
no. Like you said, Emily, I also do not. It doesn't really enter my mind. The mobile gaming scene is not really my thing. I imagine that what they're taking from it is the story and maybe the basic concept of the gameplay, right?
Because it's ended service. I think one of the cool things we've talked about this more on the podcast before is even though there's like some of these mobile games, even though we're not playing them, when they get defunct, it's cool to see them brought back and we could actually enjoy those stories that, people were playing them for a reason. I think a lot of JRPG fans, if it's not like super like waifu and husbando centric, they're usually there for the mobile games for the story and maybe some of the engaging like combat. And so to now finally experience that in a nice self-contained package, I think is a win.
The other thing, this is kind of an aside, but it's very important and I want to share it. If this does well, maybe this paves the way even more for Nier Resurrection to get the same treatment. Because oh my gosh, I'm so like Dal and I went to that Music of Square Enix concert a few weeks ago, and they did some songs from Nier Resurrection, and they showed lots of footage from the game as a music. And I was like, they need to do something. They can't end that game and then have a concert where they're highlighting it and not do something else with it. This is
and not have lost media.
Infuriating. I know. Because it looks just good.
Infuriating. It looks cool. It's a turn-based. It's a turn-based RPG, which you wouldn't think coming from Nier, but it's
I'm surprised
but anyway,
some of the Kingdom Hearts games that are integral to the Kingdom Hearts storyline, they haven't brought those back in some capacity as we wait for Kingdom Hearts 4.
Yeah, I'm curious about that.
Maybe they will do it. Maybe it'll be some other surprise, but who knows?
Yeah.
At this point,
they'll do another collection.
Another collection with AI
Kingdom
art
Hearts.
and not complete on the disc.
Oh my god, that's a whole mess. That's a whole different topic.
That was a whole mess. I liked it initially, but now I'm like, oh no, why did I like it? I feel betrayed.
Donald with his 5 fingers.
My own betrayal. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
I know. I didn't even notice it until I saw someone talk about it, and I looked at him like, oh my god, Donald does have 5 fingers.
Don't they still have artists? Don't artists still work there? Like, can you just throw that assignment on somebody's desk?
Was they just
like
they enlarged in some existing art and it added stuff when they tried to upscale it.
Okay.
I heard they took like Nomura's original artwork and then just like upscaled it and it just completely
distorted things. And
don't they have the physical? Don't they have the did he draw it on a computer?
I think it was just smaller or something. Yeah, just
on a napkin. On a napkin.
Okay, maybe.
You think it's a napkin?
That's how they did it famously back in the day. Is they did all their design documents on napkins. That's why we lost so much of that stuff. in the great garbage taking out of 1998. They just took out the trash and everything was gone. Everything was gone.
I don't think that particular Kingdom Hearts thing was 1998.
Oh yeah, it was way back then. They were already thinking. It was
way back then, before Kingdom Hearts came out.
Yeah, they were planning. They knew what they wanted to do.
That's true. They were planning, but
way back.
I think there's some stuff from Kingdom Hearts 2 in that drawing, but who knows? Who knows?
Guys, come on! You know that Nomura has the entire story planned out from start to finish, and he's had it
just like
planned
Trails.
out.
They have the end game.
Exactly. The whole thing is planned out, start to finish. They know every detail. Don't even worry about it.
He's definitely not watching iceberg videos on YouTube trying to.
No, he's not doing that. No, definitely not doing that.
Never.
Have faith, everybody. Anyway, we're off topic.
Yeah, very much.
Final Fantasy Resonance. Okay, so yeah, I would love it if they would get inspired to give us Nier. Resurrection. I also kind of I don't know. Like, I don't know if I want this or if I don't. But if they do bring Chrono Trigger back in some form, I kind of wonder if they would remake Final Fantasy Dimension 2 and like redo that as the Chrono sequel, because pretty famously that game's script, that game's story was supposed to be the Chrono Break story. And then when that game didn't happen, they repurposed the story, changed the character names, and made it Final Fantasy Dimension 2.
That is true.
So it'd be interesting if they would remake that in sort of an HD-ish, HD 2D, whatever style, and give us that third Chrono game we never got. That might be interesting. I also think I might hate that. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
True.
But it's intriguing. It's interesting, if nothing else.
And it's not just Square too. Like there's a lot in the space that I think, like, if these things can succeed, then maybe Suikoden Starleap might turn into an actual game. Or, all right, I'm gonna go on a limb on here, but Breath of Fire
6, baby.
What if they just turned that into a real game?
Breath of Fire 6, the game that exists and everybody has to acknowledge if they want.
They really revamp it. Who knows?
Like, maybe. they can redeem themselves by turning it into an actual 6.
They can do it.
Yeah, so
nothing's stopping them.
No. I'm just saying. But I think there's definitely a market for these kinds of games, and I think there's a lot to like.
I think my hesitancy is, once if they do too many of these, are we going to just be inundated with these and not original stories? That is also a risk. I think we need to have some sort of happy medium where we do get some of these lost media and have them be formal, single player experiences, but also please keep inventing.
And that's the thing.
I would be happy. Yeah, I'd be happy with new IPs too.
That too.
Honestly, it doesn't I'm not as hardline on that, I guess, just because it's new to me. Like, I haven't played any mobile games. So like, if they give me one, like, if I had never heard that Brave Exvius was the origin of Resonance, I don't think it would have made any difference to me at all. Right.
Would you be more excited, do you think?
I don't know. I think if Octopath Zero hadn't happened, I would be less excited.
Yeah.
The fact that Octopath Zero did happen and is as good as
amazing.
It is.
Like, it's my favorite Octopath.
Yeah, it doesn't. I would say that because of that, this doesn't make me feel either more negative or more positive. It just it evens out, and that's not a terrible place to be. But if they wanted to, like, if they took a mobile game and made that Final Fantasy 17, that might be that would be an eyebrow fully raised.
That would be not
like the play.
Eyebrow bursting forth out of the top of my head. Rocketing into the sky. My eyebrow's gone.
To the moon.
Now. To the moon. It's out of here. Because that would be not good. So, like, and because I think everybody kind of probably shares that feeling, right? That sentiment that, well, it's not good enough. It's a mobile game. Like, you're not going to make it the mainline game. That, in a way, kind of makes me nervous because it suggests that there's like a lower level of quality that we're expecting. Just by nature of what it was.
By default,
right? By default. It's a AA game, so therefore, we're expecting
lesser experience,
it to be lesser,
and it should be cheaper, which I think it is technically. It's like $50 instead of your typical MSRP is now 50 to 80.
But
80,
60 to 80.
comparing that to like Octopath Traveler 0, which was also, I think, what, $50, right? And
MSRP.
And that game just keeps going.
Over 100 hours. So I don't think Final Fantasy Resonance is going to be as long. I think it's like a 50-hour experience or 40, right?
Which is fine. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Let's keep it down.
I'm okay with that personally.
40 hours is enough. It's enough.
I know. But I mean, for me,
I know I'll get people arguing in the comments about how I'm not going to pay $60 or whatever for a game that's less than 200
and it was originally a mobile game.
That's like, you value your time so little. You value your time so little.
Yeah. My thing is like, I hope the narrative can give me something that like really pulls me in. I think that's going to be the maker or breaker for me once I learn about like more about the narrative and things like that. It's like, I need that to be good. Cause like
that's the glue for JRPGs, you know,
exactly.
Lines it all together.
You know, there are people who are more like gameplay driven, who care maybe less about story and more about like the mechanics. And that's awesome. But for me, it's always going to be kind of like a narrative focused perspective.
Yeah. Character driven narrative focuses, I think.
Yeah.
What we all kind of, what calls
between the
us,
three
I
of
think,
us.
the most.
Yeah. I think we're very much aligned in that.
There was a criticism I read recently on Twitter, of course, of JRPGs or RPGs, I guess, in general. I think it was more JRPG focused. This person was saying they don't understand the appeal of JRPGs, especially in the combat, because it boils down to pick the best attack and do that over and over and over again.
Oh.
And there are a lot of games like that. The simpler, straightforward turn-based games.
Min-max.
Like I'm replaying Chrono Trigger right now.
Pokemon's like that.
There's no reason in Chrono Trigger not to cast Luminaire every battle, you know, or cast Flare with Luca. Like once you have those spells, there's no reason not to do that every time because you will win the battle. It's the win the battle button.
Yeah.
And so like, I do get that criticism. That is fair. Now, having said that kind of highlights even more the importance of the narrative because the gameplay is just a vehicle that like takes us to the next narrative beat a lot of times in these games where maybe the gameplay isn't the most thought-provoking and engaging part of the game. Mm-hmm. But there are also plenty of JRPGs. This person, the sample that they're looking at is probably not very good. There are plenty of JRPGs where there is quite a lot of engagement with the combat and you have to be thinking tactically and whatnot. So it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing, but yeah, I likewise hope that the story is good and that the combat is more along the lines of strategic tactical and not just like blow through it using the most powerful attack every time.
Well,
for sure.
Looking at what they've shown off in the preview, like they have the break system, which kind of harkens to like 13 and things like that. So like there's some strategy along the lines of using specific types of attacks to break enemies, guards, and things like that. So like there's
I have a feeling also like even if the mobile game didn't have interesting mechanics, they'll just add some because all of the other like Team Asano's combat has always had something interesting about it.
Exactly. They can't help
the default system or what do you call it? An Octopath. I don't know what the formal name is. Shield break-in.
Boost and break. Yeah. Yep.
So I'm not too concerned. What do you guys think about Final Fantasy 17 then? And where do we expect things to go? Is it going to be turn-based? Do we care if it's turn-based? Do we want them to keep experimenting like most modern Final Fantasy games? Or are we now satisfied that we got, some more traditional Final Fantasy in this Resonance game? We're okay if 17 goes a different path.
So I think that Square Enix tried one strategy with us as they evolved Final Fantasy into something else. They said, okay, you like this old stuff, but not enough of you like this old stuff, we think. We think not enough of you like this old stuff to make it our flagship. So we're going to give you Bravely Default, okay? And we're going to give you Octopath Traveler. Or maybe it was more just Bravely Default. Yeah. We're going to give you these things, and this will satisfy you, and then the more mainstream audience will be drawn to
get to
numbered
penetrate.
Final Fantasies. Yes.
We haven't approached yet.
I think that what I'm afraid of is that they have taken a step sort of in the right direction, but not all the way, where they said, okay, we hear you. You like those games, they're fine. Bravely Default, you think those are fine. But you want Final Fantasy, and you want it to be turn-based. You want a classic Final Fantasy experience. Here is Final Fantasy Resonance. This is a turn-based Final Fantasy, but it's a AA title. It's HD 2D. This will give you what you want. And 17, we're going to keep doing whatever off-the-wall stuff that we were planning to do with it.
I think, also with Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth, it was like a half step in between both of those lines, with some potential turn-based stuff and also, the older IP that's familiar faces, but with a modern kind of take on it. So I could see them doing more of that, not quite the same budget level, but they could take 6 or 9 potentially in the future and, satisfy those fans who want the old school experience, but give them something a bit of a modern twist.
My hope is they'll take like the learnings that they've had from 16 and 7 Remake and Rebirth and kind of find a good place.
Happy medium.
Because like they realized that like 16 did not land as well with a lot of the fans in comparison to what 7 Remake and Rebirth has done in terms of their combat and things like that. So like they might maybe try to find a way to kind of pull in that same style of combat from 7 into the next one, possibly, if we're lucky. I would be happy with
sort of
that
actions,
at least.
if they want to keep doing action,
like action with a strategic aspect to it.
Right. I also heard something interesting recently about 16. I guess there's a mod where it eliminates the cooldowns for your attacks, and people who are playing it have said this changes the game. Like, this is fun. This is like Devil May Cry, over the top, crazy action fun. So if they wanted to do action, I think rip the Band-Aid off and just go all in.
Action.
Just make it Devil May Cry, because they hired the freaking Devil May Cry battle designer for that game, and I feel like he was kind of like on a leash a little bit. It's like, just let him off the leash if you're going to do that. But I personally, like, I hope that they're not going that route that I was saying. I hope that they are looking at games like Expedition 33 and the popularity of that, along with the outcry from people that want these more traditional games, and they give us something in 17 that looks beautiful. Like, you don't need to stop pushing the envelope from a AAA graphical perspective. Although I understand if you maybe wanted to stop doing that because of your unrealistic sales
budgets
expectations
too.
Yeah.
But I think instead of pushing it towards realism, they need to go more stylistic. Because Expedition 33 is not true realism. It's more stylistic. So I think if they went that direction, that would win more people over.
My worry with Expedition 33, like by the time that came out and won, Game of the Year, and then they met up together in the office of Square Enix, I imagine 17 has been well on its way of like in development. Unless they decided to maybe switch.
Do you think they scrapped that one too, like they did with Dragon Quest 12?
That's a good point. They might have. They might have.
It's always possible, and like they don't have to scrap everything; they just have to scrap the gameplay.
Make a different game out of it,
just like the battle mechanics, and then
like Stranger in Paradise.
That's interesting. I've felt the same way, Dala. Like it's been a while, right, since 16 was done, and they didn't have the same. It's not like they took the team from 16 and said, "Okay, now you guys are working on 17." No, they were already working on 17.
Exactly.
Somebody was already working on it.
Yeah,
right. And they're probably not going to give it to the same team again anyway. No. I don't think that's how they've been doing it. I will say that I would like to get to the point where Final Fantasy has an identity again.
Not just chocobos and moogles.
Right. Yeah. There are like superficial things about Final Fantasy games that make them Final Fantasy, I guess. Yeah. But they don't have an identity of their own anymore. And that kind of makes them unique in the JRPG landscape. Like, other series have elements in common with the members of their series. Final Fantasy is like doing its best to not be that. And that is so strange to me. Yeah. That it's like an anthology series, which is, from a story perspective, it's always been that way. Yep. But it's become an anthology in terms of everything. there's no connection between these things except for, like I said, these superficial elements. Like, let's pick a lane and go more than 2 games in a row in that lane so that people can decide if they like it or not.
Honestly, I'm really surprised. I'm so bad with names. The guy who does 14, like when he took the mantle for Final Fantasy 16, like why didn't he just bring something from 14, which is like, as we said, the congregation of all Final Fantasy, and make some sort of game that will be, cater to that fan base. Mm-hmm. It's so strange to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know if he didn't write for 16. I don't think, did he?
I'm
not
sure. Can't speak on that.
I actually don't know who wrote. Yeah. I don't know who wrote 16.
I know he directed it.
Yeah, but like the narrative itself was an allegory for Square Enix wanting to break free of the baggage of the series' history and not be beholden to the fans anymore. It's like it's really it's really blatant imagery that they use in there, up to the point where at the end you fight 15 of the final boss. There are 15 of him because there were 15 Final Fantasies before that one. So it's like they don't want to be beholden to it, but it's like, guys, you aren't.
Yeah.
No.
You haven't been for so long. You're just kind of doing whatever.
Doing your own thing.
From 10, there are 2 MMOs in there. There are 2 whole MMOs within that 5 game span.
I'm just saying that, like,
that's crazy.
Square Enix has not got over their breakup with Sakaguchi.
No,
it's been looming over them for years, and they just can't break free from that. Because, I mean, look at the game Sakaguchi is making. Like, if we talked about Lost Odyssey last time, and even games like Fantasian, they feel like Final Fantasy. Like when you talk about like that Final Fantasy like identity. Like, they're not Final Fantasy games, but when you play them, you feel like you're playing a Final Fantasy game because he brings that same mentality to the design structure, to how the game plays.
Because, that's what we were feeling. That's what we were feeling, is we were feeling Sakaguchi.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not even saying Final Fantasy needs to feel like Sakaguchi going forward. No. I just think it needs to feel like something.
Exactly.
It needs to feel like a consistent thing.
Yeah. Because Sakaguchi knows what he likes, and he does a thing. And so, like, they just need to have somebody like that at Square right now who understands that, like, this is what works. Like, let's unify under this theme, and then lead them. Because, like, I feel like there's just too many cooks in the pot.
Yeah, Charlie's a little bit worried that they're just going to go down like a dark path, because a lot of the like more recent Final Fantasy games have had like a dark tone to them. Like, that's more overt than I think the originals or the earlier games.
They're pretty dark,
like, I just, and also,
certainly
you know how dark Expression 33, in the presentation. I feel like that they're getting that message, like, oh, it needs to be dark and gritty. Like, not quite like what they did with 16, because that just was misery. Not that was miserable. Yeah. But they need to figure out, like, how do we bring light and darkness together? I feel like that's what they're going to try to weave Final Fantasy to be. You can see that also with, Remake and Rebirth. The light and darkness is how they kind of showcase what the characters are going through during their journey. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting. I hope they don't do a whole, like, 180 switch and do something like Dragon Quest where it's all happy and whimsical. But
yeah, I mean, Dragon Quest fills that's
what they should be. That's just Dragon Quest
so perfectly. Like, let them be that. And it's all Square Enix, right? So it's like they benefit from that as well.
Exactly.
Dragon Quest is not necessarily Square Enix, right? They originated from their own thing, and then they came together to become Square Enix. So
they were originally published by Enix.
But Enix. Even then, like the people who work on it are not necessarily, there's not like much crossover. But yeah.
Oh, I mean, the early ones, no, they were like Armor. There's a few different companies that worked on it.
Like whenever you were playing the new ones, like they have those huge copyright things. All those people.
Yeah. I mean, that's gets into like, Enix was a publisher, and Square was a publisher, but also a developer, and then it's convoluted.
It's a little convoluted for sure. Yeah.
But they own it. It's their property. So they benefit from the popularity of Dragon Quest. And that's the niche that Dragon Quest fills, is that happy, positive. I mean, it's not always like, I don't want to be like
they have dark
overly
stories
simplistic.
in it,
they have very dark stories, but it's like a bright, optimistic
they focus more on the brightness.
Presentation. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely the presentation.
Final Fantasy. Yeah, I think that 16 was too dark.
It went too
16
dark.
was too dark.
There was no
13,
hope in it. Like even some of the like 10 and some of those other games that have notable like darkness in them, they still have a grain of hope, which 16 was definitely missing.
Yeah, there was no hope.
Yeah.
At least when I was playing, I didn't feel hopeful at all.
No, I was depressed, and I had to stop playing video games for like 2 weeks after I finished it.
That was like a month for me. Oh.
Was it really?
It really was.
Yeah.
I just had to watch anime and other things that were less depressing. Even if they were depressing stories, at least there was some comedy in it.
Yeah. But so Final Fantasy having an identity, like I want to be clear too. Like, I don't just want like the story or the presentation to have an identity. If they want to change that up, like the presentation style, like if they want to do a stylized looking game, like you suggested, and then do a realistic looking game and whatever, that's fine. It's really more the gameplay that I'm thinking about is like pick a style of gameplay and then iterate on it like you did to success in every game up until 11 when they started drastically changing things going forward. You had a time-tested strategy that worked, and it's like Sakaguchi left and it was like, well, none of us were paying
on this.
None of us were paying attention to what he was doing, I guess. So we're just going to wing it, maybe.
I really think they tried to break out, be like, with this Final Fantasy name, people are going to love this new type of combat we're going to show because it's so innovative and so new. Then people don't like it as well.
They're so focused on pulling the external fan, like the people who aren't fans, like they just want.
They do keep reaching for.
They want to create
to widen the reach.
Yeah, they want to create like the $1 billion IP that like everyone's gonna want to play. Like everybody wants to buy the new
like Ocarina of Time remake. Everyone's gonna be excited for that, or Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto 6 is like they want that money. But at the same time, like Final Fantasy, like the stories don't cater to all those people. Like you can have the gameplay be like flashy and fun, but like not all those people want to end up fighting God at the end of the game every time. That might not cater to them, or they like there's some thematics to like some of the storytelling that they're just like it's not going to cater to like most people outside. So like they're missing their fans, but they're not gaining new fans because there's still like some things like it's like what you said, they need to rip the Band-Aid off if they're going to make Final Fantasy like if they want to turn it into something that's going to bring in everybody, then they need to sit down and really think about like from a story, from everything perspective, like how do we pull in all this new blood? If not, then pull a Dragon Quest and know your fans and then sell it really well to all of those fans.
They were really excited, as was a lot of the industry, by like the Expedition 33 success story, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Here's this game that uses really traditional gameplay, has a beautiful presentation, but uses really traditional gameplay. And it's wildly successful, particularly in relation to its budget. It was a very successful game.
The story was very impactful to people.
The story was very impactful. The gameplay was fun. People were raving about it, rightly so. I don't know, like they seem to want to have that Grand Theft Auto, like you're saying, Dala, they want that Grand Theft Auto audience. But what Grand Theft Auto is doing is it's appealing to the lowest common denominator. It's casting the widest net.
Yeah.
And it's bringing in a lot of people. And I'm sorry, but most of those people are not going to be interested in a role-playing game.
Even Expedition 33, like I know it's sold well, but not Grand Theft Auto levels well.
So what they could do if they want to learn the right lesson, what I think is the right lesson from Expedition 33 is just make a really damn good game.
That's it.
Make a really good game. And people will buy it.
And talk about it word of mouth.
Yes.
Like look at Persona 5.
Yeah.
Right.
Word of mouth really helped with Persona 5.
That's had a lot of surprisingly a lot of mainstream crossover for the sort of game it is. That shouldn't have been.
Exactly.
No.
That's
it's
crazy.
Really a surprise. I'm sure it's a good game. I'm going to be starting it soon. Tomorrow, actually, as of this recording.
Oh, wow.
But just on paper, nothing that innovative.
No. And it's like an anime game, so it's already niche.
It already has
that connotation of anime to it.
Yeah, it looks like it has the anime aesthetic. So that's not going to appeal to a lot of people, but it has.
Surprisingly breakout. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just making a good game. That's the key.
I think so.
Making a good game and making it clear that this is for everyone. I know that I remember when 15 came out, they had advertising that was you don't have to have played the first 14 to play this one. It's I think part of them, they're aware that there may be some hesitancy to jump into a game with a 17 on the end of it. It's my God, what am I gonna be not understanding something?
This reminds me of Cold Steel 3 marketing.
Then again, Expedition 33, that had a 33.
Hey, 33. There's all 32 games.
People are just that's fine. I'll play this. I don't need to play the first 32.
You just have to make their number so big that they don't realize it's there for a reason.
Yeah, that it's just ridiculous. Final Fantasy 48. Who cares? Just
Final Fantasy 6, 7. Just troll everybody.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's possible to make Final Fantasy as mainstream as they want it to be. I do think it is possible. But I don't think it happens in one game. I think that they need to course correct, and it will take a while to reestablish that identity and develop the fan base again, because your fan base kind of hates you now. Kind of.
There's that, but also if you look at Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth, and the reaction to Revelation, being revealed at the end of the game, the Summer Games Fest, I think they have quite the big audience. They need to just keep cultivating that audience and, making a reason for them to stay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think the audience is jaded by Final Fantasy, but there's enough nostalgia for Final Fantasy VII that they are so hyped for anything 7 related.
I mean, that was the mainstream game, right? Yeah. That was the one that really broke through.
Yeah.
So,
and despite it being limited to PS5 initially, I think now that it's available on all systems, with Rebirth, on Switch 2 finally.
Yeah.
As of last week, was it?
Very, very recently.
I think the ceiling is limitless.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I think part of it, they probably have to keep it not stationed to just one system. They have to make it more media friendly for all.
Yeah.
All
in this landscape, the modern gaming landscape, console exclusivity benefits the console manufacturer only.
Yeah.
It only benefits them. Now, in the case of Nintendo, that's great because they're also the studio. So and
they've also established
them all around.
The first party kind of precedents that people expect, and that's why they've already bought into them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it works great for Nintendo. You could argue that it would work for Sony if they would put out stuff that people were excited about.
It'd take a while, I think, before that's cultivated again.
It just takes them a while to make a game at this point.
Well, that and they've lost a lot. I feel like they've lost a lot of goodwill.
They did.
Xbox is just firing.
Especially,
people.
I think, among RPG fans, they've lost lots of goodwill.
Oh, yeah. No one has faith in Sony for
and it was never
RPGs
great.
Anymore.
Honestly, they had Legend of Dragoon. That was kind of it.
Hey, they had other things from their what was it? They had plenty of games that only went on, PS4 out here in the West.
Yeah,
I just meant JRPGs and
JRPGs first party.
Yeah,
first
but
party
also
JRPGs.
third parties, they're available.
Yeah,
they're nowhere else. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so I don't know. I felt like I was more optimistic about Final Fantasy coming into this conversation than I am now.
I'm pretty pretty optimistic. Like, as someone who just finished Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and it was a great experience, I think if they just keep up that momentum with Revelation and then 17, and if Final Fantasy Resonance also hits that that sweet spot among people who want that sort of game, I think they're going to go in a nice upward trajectory. Personally, there's always going to be people complaining. You can't please everyone,
right?
But I think the majority will be pretty pleased with what's going to happen. Is my optimistic view.
I will always worry about 17 coming out just because I think they do well with all their side stuff because there's less oversight in terms of like the board and expectations from the suits for those games, especially since like Final Fantasy 7, Nomura and Kitase, like they kind of handle that whole such a situation, so they know exactly what they're doing. It's their baby. Like no one else is touching that right now. I don't think anyone's going to bother them. But for Final Fantasy 17, like it's just so up in the air. Like
depending who's working on it, really, I think is what it comes down to.
And like
the seven remake games, I feel like it doesn't matter so much how they sell to Square. I get the sense that there's like here is your reward, developers who have been here forever.
It's true.
You get to make this game that you really want to make as a reward for having made us quadrillions of yen over the years, right? Like
I can see that, but also I do think they have really shifted the goodwill on the franchise because of those.
Oh, and that's that.
So I think that bakes into it too.
That's the lesson, though. That's the lesson is like do that, make those games with passion, and people will buy them, and it will make you money. And it will enhance your brand. I really think
they're rethinking of remaking a lot of the games. Honestly, like even if they scrapped the remake for 9, I think they're going to bring that back sooner rather than later.
At some point,
Same with 10. Maybe 6.
There's that rumor that 10 was being something going on with 10.
And then now it's just a Switch 2 version. That's a game key card in Japan only. It has a nice slipcover though.
Yeah. Not to open a can of worms right here near the end of the podcast, but I was thinking as we were talking, so this game, Final Fantasy Resonance, what is it that makes it Final Fantasy? This is it
the summons?
They're like this is the first HD 2D Final Fantasy game. Like I remember when I saw that, I was like, that doesn't really mean anything though, because Final Fantasy hasn't meant anything as as an identifier for a long time. Like, does it mean there will be chocobos and Moogles in it? I mean, that's cool. I have no problem with that.
It's been confirmed there's a chocobo. Right.
Yeah, there's at least a chocobo. So if it just means that there are chocobos and Moogles in it, then I don't really care that it's the first Final Fantasy in HD 2D. Like it still could be a fantastic game and I'll probably love it. But like it doesn't matter to me that it's Final Fantasy. Yeah. So I'm curious, like if this is part of establishing what Final Fantasy as a brand is, as a series is going forward, or if it I think
it's a catch-all term.
That's what I'm afraid of. That's really what I'm afraid of, is that Final Fantasy
that
doesn't
has some
really
prestige,
mean anything.
Some weight,
it's
become
weighty,
meaningless over time.
Yes, it's a weighty name that doesn't actually. It's sound and fury signifying nothing, right? Like it's just a big it's Final Fantasy, right? I don't know.
But coming back to, I think what I initially thought the game was, I would love them to remake 1 through 3 or maybe 4 in HD 2D. And add stuff like they did with Dragon Quest.
I would love the whole first 6, honestly.
Yeah,
give me the whole first 6.
Do you want 6 as HD2D or 3D?
If they wanted to do,
fine either way, personally.
Yes, I will say this: if they wanted to do it 7 style, where they like expand the story significantly, then I would be totally fine with a full big remake. I wonder how. Like, I feel like it would be weird to see that though, because there's no way on God's green earth that they would use the character designs from Final Fantasy VI and make those 3D. Well, you would be walking about with a bunch of anorexic vampires. Like, it's not. I mean, but like they're based on them, I guess. So maybe they could just like
there's the new Dissidia where they look all urban and cool,
all modern. Yeah.
I can see that.
I guess it would work. Yeah. I guess it would work. They would make it work. But my first thought was like, how do you take
think about the polygons in Final Fantasy VII, and look, they've been ramped up, I guess, thanks to Advent Children and all those that they've had along the way. But still, if you just take snapshots,
Nomura's artwork was like so much better for like creating 3D models. Whereas Amino is just like, it's beautiful. It's
the smallest
beautiful.
It's very
ankles, the
stylistic.
smallest wrists. Like
it is.
It's true.
The two characters that he draws are beautiful, and I stand by
the
that.
two characters he draws.
The man.
You didn't think Yoshitaka Amino was going to catch strays in this podcast. You were wrong. No, I'm just kidding. I love Amino. If I could get a piece of Amino artwork, that would be one of my holy grails as a collector and as a JRPG fan.
I'm the jealous of the weekend.
I know. Got to meet him.
You got to meet, and he
has his own.
He drew him.
He did a sketch of him.
Drew him. So cool.
It looks really good.
Punk.
The man is like living the nerd dream right now. He's just going.
He did like Persona stuff. Now Final Fantasy.
He's just like we just have to be
celebrities, guys, and then we'll get this treatment.
Yeah.
How do I do that? How can I? Do you sign up? Do you apply to do that? I'd like to sign up to be a celebrity.
You sell your soul.
Oh, easy.
Where's the contract?
What do you want for it?
Yeah.
I don't think it has a lot of value.
No.
But let's do it.
Pretty cheap.
Anyway, thank you all so much for hanging out and for listening to us talk about Final Fantasy. I hope that you feel more positively about the series, dear listener, than I do right now.
I'm pretty optimistic.
Emily's optimistic.
But that's because I just finished Rebirth and I'm on that high still.
You're on the high, yeah.
I feel
how do you feel, Dala?
I'm comfortably in between both of you.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
There's like
so the usual. He's that good mediating that center. Yeah, I like that. He's the pivot point.
I like it.
But I do feel like I'm leaning a little bit more pessimistic in terms of like no, just like on the future of Final Fantasy, unless I see
for 17 specifically.
Like,
17, yeah. I mean, like I said, we don't have a lot to say about Resonance because we don't know a lot, right? No.
We would like to play
but
soon.
I am pretty optimistic that it will be a good game and I will enjoy it. So
I'm going to play it.
I feel good about that. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
I'm looking forward to it. Very excited in my hype list when I made my tier ranking list.
Yes.
Very, very excited.
Very hype. Much excite. Anyway, thanks again. And thanks especially to our members for kicking butt and making this possible.
Names.
We really, really appreciate you.
We do.
If you are a Pursuer level or higher member, stick around for the after show. Or maybe you listen to it first. Maybe you're naughty and you just like put that on first. I'm not gonna. You know what? I'm not your dad. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. You do what you want.
Desserts first.
Yeah, but check it out if you are at all interested. We will hang out some more, talk some more. So.
Yeah.
Also, look forward to our spoiler cast of Chrono Trigger, another Square Enix IP that should be coming very soon.
Very soon. Yeah, I'm nearly done with the game.
I'm halfway.
And my 500th playthrough. I didn't need to do this, but I was like, no, I'm gonna play it again.
Anyway.
I wanted an excuse.
And I did the DS bonus content that I never did before for the first time.
You have things to say, huh?
I have things to say about it, guys. I have thoughts and feelings about it. Also, I don't know. Did we mention? We probably did, but just to reiterate, our live show.
Oh yeah.
The Pursuit Report is happening the last Monday of the month. It'll be every month, but the last Monday of the month is when that will be. 2
Mondays from now?
2 Mondays
the 29th. Yes.
Sounds about right.
2 Mondays.
June 29th, 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, Mountain Time. I'm going to make you figure it out. Sorry.
Yes. Do the calculus.
Figure it out. Can't help you there.
All right, everybody. Until next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Take care.